So let's see, 3, 54, 51, and then take away, so like 30 plus years of working amongst the public one way or the other and with various people. I've worked for temp agencies. And which way then? Right. So anyway, there's always a little voice out there trying to make it seem like I'm other people that they try to defend who never steps outside of the home, like in Florida and stuff. Or they barely have a resume, they've only worked like 2 places in their entire lives. So we can go back and make a video and I can list every single job I've ever had. I've been a counselor, a senior editor, a managing editor, a regular editor, a newspaper reporter, a real estate writer. It's all up in there. I'm more qualified than most people who hold down jobs, get a big pay, and they just sit there and pick their nose every day, all day long. And they're puppeted to death. They don't even know what they're saying. This lady with the dogs from over in William Schwartz, like Schwartz Financial, Will I am Schwartz, with the diamond ring there. I'm pretty sure that's the lady who has had dogs all the way over by 2400 by the river, by the Schuylkill River. And she used to have short hair and then she grew it out, so. Should we go this way? There's one job I keep trying to remember. I was a camp counselor one year, the year that the Olympics were held in Atlanta, Georgia, and there was a bomb that was set off in the village there for the Summer Olympics, and we missed the bombing of that village by 10 minutes because they were scheduled to leave at a certain time and everyone went back to the sort of dorms. They housed this camp kids, you know, in dorms, and they were from Randolph, New Jersey. I think it's on my phone because this other job that I had, I texted it to myself to remember, and it's like I can't believe I keep forgetting that one job. So I temped at Rodale, which was like a fastener die cast factory place, family run, in Newark, Delaware, just off the 896. I don't think they exist any longer. I tried to look them up but couldn't find them. Right. So I wasn't sure exactly what they did, but it's in that realm. So it's kind of odd, all old machinery and everything.
I'll take it for that one. Hire you guys and hold whatever wire.
So anyway. I don't know why Wilmington Savings and Fund Society has a bank up here in Philadelphia. But I guess with Biden seeming like a big figure back in the day, I guess, you know, he was a senator for the most part, and then became vice president. And WSFS has always been up here. Let me look. Let's see, what did I type in here? Because we always forget this one. Let's see if I can find it here.
Yeah, and I would say.
I worked for the physical therapy. I know why they keep it on the down low, because too many people are physical therapists. But I worked in the physical therapy office at the University of Delaware. I don't know if I got that through work study or a temp agency. And I worked there for like half a year to a year. until I could find another job. It was one of those things. I also worked for Grotto Pizza down at Dewey Beach because I wanted to have that experience. You know, a lot of people, you know, will go to the beach or whatever in Delaware, and it's like I totally wanted to have that experience. So anyway, I worked there for like, you know, just the summer, then came back. I didn't love it, just because I had a hard time connecting with people. I'm not like a partier, and a lot of people who do that kind of thing are, you know, they do it for the young age, like they work there and they go out to bars, and it's a whole beach thing. And I didn't really do all that, but I kept hoping to find, my whole life I kept hoping to find where I fit in, per se, or to find my own peeps and friends, if you will. It's hard to explain. Place to belong. So I kept looking and looking. I did say Weight Watchers, Bank of New York, Discover Card, yeah, North American Publishing Company, the News Journal. Amazon. I worked in an Amazon warehouse when they were new. That was also temp agency. The goal would be like you would come in as a temp, and then if you wanted to stay, like they can invite you depending on your performance to stay and become like an Amazon almost partner back then. This was in the early years when a lot of people bought, you know, they encouraged people to buy up or to go into their share stock program. And early on, those people might have been able to cash in on, you know, a little bit of money because they were there. I just couldn't stand it. Like the job itself was okay, but the people were a little much. There was a manager guy who creeped me out a little bit. It's hard to explain, you know. So, what else did I do? Oh, Whole Foods. Oh, I worked at Borders Books and Music. First, I worked overnight stocking shelves. Then I did like sales at Borders Books and Music. I also worked at Giovanni's Room Bookstore. And let me think here. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So if you want to see someone who's been exposed to the general public and all the torture that goes with it, you're looking at it. So, right. So I just saw someone it looks like. Right. So a couple nights I just saw a woman here with that suitcase with the white hair who looks a lot like the woman from this ice skating airplane, you know, community who showed up with Nancy Kerrigan and a couple other people on a news conference. The interesting part is, you know, she has very specific features and somewhat Kennedy-ish. And what's the other name? I forget the name. It'll come to me later. But a couple nights ago when I was finishing up some overnights, I saw someone who looks very similar, like similar features. And it could have been that lady, but all like up in a hat, you know, and scarf, and wouldn't have been able to see her hair necessarily. So anyway, and she kind of could resemble the woman who owns the dogs in the house where I was doing overnights, she and her husband.